My name is Vasil, and I'm part of the product management team at PandaDoc. In today's video, we'll discuss how to manage amendments and renewals of subscriptions using PandaDoc CPQ with HubSpot. Let's begin with the typical contract lifecycle for a company selling subscription-based products and services. Imagine you have initially sold a 3-year subscription for plan number 1. During your relationship with the customer, they decide to purchase plan number 2. You will need to align the end date with the original contract and adjust the pricing as they are buying the service for a partial term. Later, the customer wants to add more seats or increase the volume for plan number 1, which requires modifying the order once again. Finally, when renewal time comes, you will need to reconcile all previous changes to ensure everything is aligned in the updated contract. If you are using HubSpot as your CRM, here is how the contract execution process will look. First, you create an account for that company or customer. The account executive will then create a new deal for the initial business opportunity. Later, the account manager will create additional deals, one for the expansion and another for the amendment. All of these deals will be aligned to co-terminate with the original contract date. Now, let's take a look at how this process can be implemented in PandaDoc. So for this demo, I have created a new deal. It is called Amendment Demo. I don't have any line items here, and they will be created using the PandaDoc CPQ workflow. So let's start. I'm selecting the amendment workflow. In the very first step, we will select the deal that we have originally been using for the new business opportunity with this customer. It is called Webinar Demo. As you can see, we have pulled automatically the original contract start and contract end date, and I have also predefined the contract start date for the amendment that we are creating right now. And the payment term is pulled from the original contract as well. The quote itself can be created in multiple different ways. You can either pull the line items from the original deal, or as in my case, I start with the empty quote from scratch for this amendment. So let me pick a product from the catalog that I want to sell to the customer in the middle of the term. Let's assume the customer wants to buy the business plan subscription. It is by default available only on the annual basis. So what is happening when I'm adding this line item into the quote is that, first of all, it is being co-terminated to the original contract end date with the start date that we have specified in the first step. But then, if you remember, this product is only available on the annual basis, but we have prorated automatically the total cost of this line item, and we have calculated the number of months between the start date and the end date. Now let's create a quote. I will set the recipients. And this is how the amendment looks like. We're using the same template as for the new business. We are adding one more product to the existing subscription. It is the business plan subscription. Contract term is 34 months with the start and end date that we have specified in the quoting process. And then we have the payment schedule with the breakdown for the first year and the second year. Now let's have a look at the line items in the deal. Let me refresh the deal. As you can see, a line item has been added into the deal based on what we have defined in the amendment workflow. We'll look at how subscriptions are managed in HubSpot. So we will go to the company. And here we will see the list of subscriptions created by PandaDoc. Initially, we have started with the Pro Plan subscription that was started at the 25th of September, and the end date for this subscription is 25th of September 2027. And then we have done an amendment, and we have added one more subscription for the business plan with the start date November 11th, and the end date is the same date as the original subscription. Let's summarize how the data flows in this end-to-end solution. First, a new business deal is created in HubSpot. Directly from HubSpot, the account executive generates a new quote in PandaDoc, with line items automatically added to the deal. The contract is then sent to the customer, and once it is signed, a subscription is created in HubSpot using a custom subscription object. This subscription is then synced with your subscription management and billing platforms such as Stripe, ChargeBee, or Mexio. The workflow for amendments is very similar. You start by creating a new deal, then build a co-termination quote. The quote is sent for confirmation, and typically no signature is required in this case. Once the order is confirmed, the subscription is updated in HubSpot and synced with the subscription or billing management platforms. Now let's have a look at renewals. As you remember, we started with an original deal and made two amendments resulting into subscriptions. When it is time for renewal, you would typically create a new deal in HubSpot, then add all existing subscriptions as line items for the renewal quote with updated dates for the new contract term. Let's take a look at how this process can be managed in PandaDoc. For the renewal, I have created a new deal under the same company. As you can see, it has no line items and the attributes of this deal are empty. So the first step in order to initiate the renewal is to select the deal type. It is the custom attribute that we have on the deal level. When I'm selecting the amendment here and I'm clicking on the Save button, we are running automatically the process in PandaDoc that will pull all the active subscriptions from the company level and it will add them as line items under this deal. So let me refresh the screen to make sure that the line items have been added. Okay, as we can see, we have two line items here, one for the Pro Plan subscription and the other one is for the Business Plan subscription. The Pro Plan subscription is what the customer has started with initially when we have been doing the new business sell, and the Business Plan subscription is the plan that has been added as an amendment. On the left-hand side, as you can see, we still have the original contract start date and contract end date being empty. And these are the fields that will be filled in when we are running the renewal workflow. So let's proceed with that. I'm selecting renewal workflow and kicking off the process. So by default, contract start date is set with the day of today. Let's say the contract duration is 3 years and the payment term is annual. We're getting two line items being added here automatically. They're pulled from the line items on the deal level for the Pro Plan subscription and Business Plan subscription. The contract term is something that we have defined in the first step, and then as you can see, the start date and end date right now are calculated based on the new duration. And here is the quote for the renewal. We have two products here. One is the Pro Plan. The other one is the Business Plan. Now let's go back to the deal. As we can see, the original contract start date has been updated right now, as well as the contract start date and contract end date. And then the line items have been updated based on what we have been defining in the quoting workflow. Let's summarize the data flow for renewals. You start by creating a new deal in HubSpot with the deal type set to renewal. This is a custom field in the deal object. Once the deal is created, line items for each active subscription will be automatically added, allowing you to use them when creating a renewal quote in PandaDoc. The remaining steps mirror the new business workflow. You send the contract to the customer for signature, And once it is signed, the subscription is updated in HubSpot and registered in your subscription or order management platform. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions or want to learn more, feel free to reach out. Thanks for listening.